What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the newest film that came out on Amazon Prime this week, and that is Radioactive. This movie stars Rosamund Pike and Anya Taylor-Joy. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. This movie tells the story of Marie, a scientist woman back in the early 1900s, played by Rosamund Pike, and she meets the love of her life, her husband, played by Sam Riley, and after events with her husband go down in the film, she has to fulfill the legacy of bringing her science, her work, to the real world. Radioactive is a movie that did premiere at last year's Toronto International Film Festival. It was in the film studio market, and unfortunately, because of COVID-19 and stuff like that, they decided to release this movie this year on Amazon Prime, and I've been very curious about this movie. Rosamund Pike's a fantastic actress. Ever since I saw her in Gone Girl, I have just been wanting to see more work from her. Unfortunately, though, there hasn't been that great of a movie she's been in since Gone Girl, and I was pulling out hope for this one. It's on Amazon Prime too. You can either be excited or not. And is this movie worth checking out? Have you guys even heard of it? Or is it worth checking out? I was a little bit let down with this film. I think the biggest positive has got to be the time place that this movie takes place in, the early 1900s. I really do love movies that take place around this time period, like There Will Be Blood also took place in the early 1900s. And this movie does the same thing. It really does capture that time period very well. A lot of people wearing clothes that you may see at this time period. The costume design, I think, is the best part about the film. The characters dress like the characters or people would be back in the day. Rosamund Pike is very good in here as Marie. This is a very interesting figure, and she does a really great job at playing a scientist, and her character is very passionate about this project of science. She's creating a lot of experiments. While she's doing her science, she comes across love, meets her husband, they fall in love, and then it just goes downhill from there. Sam Riley does his job as the husband, really nothing that special, and Anya Taylor-Joy, when she does show up in here as the older version of Rosamund Pike's daughter, is fantastic in here. I also think Amazon Prime does a really good job with the cinematography in their movies, and I do think the cinematography in here is very well done. Like I said, the shots in here really do feel like an old school film. You'll feel like you're in that time period. Like I said, the cinematography, a lot of great dark shots and light shots in here. There was one sequence in here that you may have seen in the trailers. I thought the visuals were really well done. A lot of dreamy sequences going on. I think the story overall was a little bit of a drag and pretty cliche all around. A lot of predictable beats that go around your head you can see coming from a mile away. The first act is really good, but once the second act goes down, then it becomes really predictable from there on forth, and I thought the execution wasn't what I wanted to see. I really do get upset by movies where I do have to check the time to see how much of the movie is left. I really don't like to do that, but whenever movies go in that sense of direction, then it becomes kind of a chore, and the whole movie all around gets pretty uneventful, and the tones it's trying to go for doesn't really stick the plane landing. I could totally see why this would be a type of movie that would release on a streaming service, because it's got great performances to it, but really nothing that special when it comes to the story and the overall pacing of it. It's just nothing really that special. And that's what honestly really let me down with the overall execution. Before I give you guys my final overall thoughts on the new Amazon Prime movie, Radioactive, if this is your guys' first time checking out the channel and you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on this movie, hit that like button. If you want to see more content from me, then consider clicking that subscribe button, because I do tons of reviews like this, new and classic reviews, Blu-ray videos, and if you're interested, I have a podcast called The Fallen for Film Podcast. It's me and my co-host Colin Williams. We dive into all the newest trends in movie news. We have awesome guests on from time to time, talk tons of movie content, Podcast platform links are in the description below. Radioactive was pretty much kind of a disappointment for me. It's got great performances to it. It gets pretty cliche in what it's trying to go for, and nothing really that special that I wanted to see from a film like this and with a cast like this. On my rating scale, I'm going to give Radioactive a C-. There you have it, guys. That is my thoughts on Radioactive on Amazon Prime. Are you guys going to check this movie out? Have you already seen it? If you have, let me know your thoughts below. Did you love it? Think it was okay, or did you absolutely hate it? Thank you guys so much for watching this review. All my social media links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!